tell me, it says, Mr. Kirk, you're always so secretive. You're being cryptic. That's what they said in 2010. I says, Mom, did you get a location, a 20 on that 10 Commandment shit? We're talking about biblical stuff, so I says, okay. Mr. Kirk, we don't know where you get your information from. We're all having a hard time keeping up with you. I'm like, okay. Did you talk to God? I says, okay. I give them a sneak peek, when the government or the people or like really cool people, movie people, police people, sheriff people, Air Force people, Navy people especially, they're really cool in the submarine stuff, and then the Marines, the Space Marines, and got the Coast Guard and all these cool people, and don't forget the churches and the mothers and the fathers and the families, and they're gonna say, man, we're gonna have this big party. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, we gotta give them a sneak peek. We're doing this thing. Okay, it's happening. Okay, here we go. You ready? A sneak peek. We're gonna give you a 5 point. For the 5 stars. 5 point for 5 stars. 5 star service. You get a 5 star service. You're like, you got 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, or you got 5 star service. But we got a 5 star service in America. So we go. Gotta give them 5 points. There was a 5 points in Atlanta. You could go there and eat any kind of food. It started there at the CDC, the Center of Disease Control. So okay. Well, you gotta have AAA too. If you got AAA in America, I'm gonna tell you what AAA is. Most people don't know what AAA is. They just think AAA is the people you call. If your car breaks down, you're like, hey, I need a AAA. So AAA come out and they bring you whatever you need. Well, a car is like a phone call, man. Hey, your phone breaks down. You need some technology. We need some education. Okay, we'll fix the phones. And they say, well, it was a cell phone. Like everybody's in jail because they're blind. Need a little education. So he said, mobile phone. Mobile phone. Yeah, mobile. You take a mobile computer with you everywhere you go. Well, we had laptops, mobile computers, you had tablets. And he says, well, if you can make it a little bit smaller, because small brains understand. He said, maybe a miniature computer. And we said, mobile phone. Bad joke, good joke, doesn't matter. It's funny. Okay? So, don't get offended. Here we go. Sneak peek. So, say, the smallest plans, they're super smooth, super smooth. Secret societies are super smooth, man. A lot of secret societies. Some of them are mysterious, So we start with point number 1. We go a Top Gun flight pilot manual. So we gotta adjust the FAA pilot manual. What's the FAA? Well, I'm gonna tell you what the Federal Aeronautics Association is, but you gotta pay attention to NASA too at the same time. We got aliens out there, man. So he's like, the first point is a Top Gun flight pilot manual, and I'm working on that, And then, that way what I'm working on, so the other people can work on their stuff at the same time. So we're going to give you a skeleton, remember? I promised, I said I will make a skeleton draft, so a skeleton frame, so everybody can work on their stuff, And then I got an atlas coming in a couple days, like 10 days, I'll get an atlas with some stuff for the rest, and then it'll be a skeleton like this, so everybody can work on it together. Okay, so this is a smaller picture, the bigger picture of the 5 books of the Bible, okay? You see how it works? Space agency, okay? And then the churches, you put 2 hands together, you get 10 commandments. 10 fingers, man, 10 commandments, 10 points. Okay? Everybody win-win. And then you go, point number 2 is the Top Gun Flight Instructor's Manual. Okay, we're going to have that. And point number 3 is the pre-flight checklist. Pre-flight checklist is like a pre-flight checklist for the space industry, pilots, before you leave your home, you go do the day, tests, to go to school, college, and all kind of stuff. So you got to have a pre-flight checklist, okay? And number 4, pre-flight inspection, pre-flight inspection. Well, every angel growing up, they go to angel school, or, Top Gun flight school, or, some kind of specialty school. They got to have a pre-flight inspection. What's inspection? You gotta wake up, do this and do that, and do this, and everybody do this and do that. No, you gotta go here and do this. We gotta have a pre-flight inspection. And that's the pre, okay, for the FI, for information. And it's like a preschool, and people go to preschool, then they go to kindergarten school, first grade, second grade, but they didn't have the educational plan right, it's just scrambled everywhere, man. It's like a scrambled eggs, they wonder why they got scrambled brains. So we go, okay. So then you gotta have point number 5, okay? And it's like the 5 books of the Bible, you say pre-flight buddy system check, okay? Got Facebook. Well, Facebook didn't work, So then we're like, okay, everybody's in everybody's faces and it didn't work, okay? So then we got, the FBSC system, That's for the Bible Space Camp, you see? It was supposed to be for Bible space camp. You know, we had like Bible time travel and all kind of stuff. You know, they kind of explained those quantum mechanics stuff, but it didn't quite work out right. So he was like, okay, maybe we'll do a Facebook system check. You know, a Facebook system check. So maybe we could get everything put together. You know, and then we're like, okay, that didn't work because okay. So then we go away. Freedom by space camp. You know, like okay, maybe that'll work. And I'm like, okay, no, the Freedom Buddy system check. Oh, Freedom Buddy system check. Okay, so maybe like a Liberty candidate, you know, for like a Liberty coalition. We had the Liberty coalition. Nobody ever heard about it. You know, it's like a Liberty coalition. We had this thing. You know, it was like a secret meeting we had with all the Republicans. You know, the Democrats and Ron Paul movements and Tea Party movements, all kinds of different. We called it the Liberty Coalition. Did you guys know about that? Nobody knew about that. Okay, it was like the space camp thing. You know, so it was like it's creating secret Bible, okay, flight, okay. And what's that? Angel flights, man. Creating a secret Bible for Secret Service information. So I'm gonna tell you about that protection plan. Is everybody gotta have insurance? He's like a Secret Service inspection, Secret Service information, a Secret Service institution. So some of those people on disability, the SSA, might be a Secret Service American. So what we did is, some of those disabled people, they couldn't speak up for themselves. So we sent in like secret agents, So, here and there, you might have a Secret Service inspector, on your SSI or SSA plans, And those are kind of reserved to see what the government and other people are doing to those disabled people, because they can never speak up for themselves. So we had little agents in there too, So, and we go, what's that, AAA? Yeah, it's not just for the road, man. So we go, super smooth intelligence, man. We're like Secret Service intelligence. So, and we wonder about the FAA, of course we got some pilot stuff, airplanes, they kind of do the security too, not just the big planes for the commercial airports, but the small planes, So we do flyovers and stuff too. And you go, what's the FAA? Federal Association, Aeronautics, and the Federal Aeronautics Associations. And we go, AAA, what's that? Well, it's the Fraternal Angel or Alien or Aeronautical Associations. So that's our AAA, you see? Now that is you start the super smooth education for the Top Gun flight school. You see? And they're like, man, it's all starting to come together. I know, man, it's a big plan, it's a Mars mission. And then you go, what's that? Well, we had the MMI for the satellite decoder, the scripting sequences, and we called it multi, and some people call it multi-pass, get everybody to pass the school stuff, and we called it multimedia, you see? And they go, the fix for the media, right? And then we call it intelligence, Well, a lot of people, they didn't get the school and they just started to get the intelligence, and they said, oh, this is knowledge, but they didn't get the wisdom, see? And then we call that the KW, and what it is we called those kilowatts, because, they didn't understand about the kilowatts, and that's the amount of electricity it takes to do stuff, and it takes the natural resources plus the sunlight and the solar and all the technology stuff. So instead of kilowatts, like, because ignorance kills, ignorance is why we can't have some things until we get education, okay? So we cross that out, and we'll cross that out, okay? And we'll say intelligence kilowatts, and we go, after education we can use, okay? And that's the MMI, multimedia intelligence that we're trying to get out there, okay? And then what it is the, you see, See? So you get the A.G.E.S system, and a rock of A.G.E.S, okay? Remembers. See? The see? So to remind people of that deal, we were like, in case they forgot and they tried to throw that boy in a ditch or something, we had to. Okay? And we called that. The Easter Bunny, There's the Easter Bunny Energizer battery, And, Easter Bunny Energizer battery was supposed to be the, it was the, the E3, C3, A3, In case anybody forgot about those deals, it was the E3, the nuclear MT, for the mountain training, a missile tech, a media technician. And then there was the C3 technology. Okay? And that was for the Trinity. And that was for the. And we already explained what that was. That was a AAA service with a reverse mortgage that I was talking about. It's James Kirk talking, the reverse mortgage AAA. And well, it was 9. Because when you play pool, okay, you got an 8 ball, okay, which is illegal, and then you got 9 ball, okay, and if you want to play ball, you got to play ball right, and that's the need of intelligence, okay, then you get new education, okay, so now, in case some people couldn't understand what Trump was talking about, it said, made in the, you see, U.S.A. And anybody knows that means United Okay. Space agencies. You see, age and C's. Now, what does age mean? The agencies, the United Space New International Versions. Okay. Okay. And that's all 7 C's. So, what is ages? Well, we just said it. It's the American Greater Education Systems. So, when you go back and you look at it again, you say agencies. Okay. A U.S. NIV is made in the USA, the United States agencies. Okay. 7 C's for the 7 churches. Okay. Now, that's what we're working on. So, like Rick Scott, the governor of Florida, and now, I love the new Ron DeSantis. You see, Ron DeSantis. You see, Information Services. Ron DeSantis, Information Services. That's your governor of Florida right now. And he's a man of God. And he says, man, you kind of look and sound like Jack Tripper, You ever seen Inner Space? Inner Space, they try to get down to microscopic, levels of how to fix stuff. And they go, man, look at a guy look and sound like the Jack Tripper, man. Three's Company, like the Trinity services of Inner Space. And they go in there and they look at everything. It's small and they get to the larger picture. And like, where am I going to fix everything? It's like, well, that's what Rick Scott said. He's in the Senate. And then we got Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis. Informational Services, man. And it says, well, we got a direct line, man, to the governor's office. We're sending him emails every day. He's looking at his YouTube channel. Nobody else knew that. He's like, yeah, man, we're trying to get this thing going, man. It's called the space program. Okay, we're gonna do it. It's good to go.